Do you ever feel like manifestation is just another thing on your to-do list that you don't have time for? Like your spiritual practice is something that you have to do? Honestly, you're not alone because I felt that way too. Something that's really changed my relationship with manifestation is blending it into my lifestyle so that no matter what I'm doing, I'm also manifesting. I call this manifestation as a lifestyle, and it's single handedly made the entire manifestation journey more enjoyable for me. And I've seen my desires show up with a lot more ease. Manifesting as a lifestyle has made manifestation go from feeling like a task to something I just naturally do because it's who I am. If you'd like to learn more about this, I've created a step by step guide for you. I'll link it in my show notes so you can check it out. You're listening to the Affirmation Addict podcast with Pyle Corley. This podcast will teach you about the power of affirmations while making manifestation easy and accessible for you in order to enhance your spiritual consciousness. Thank you so much for being here, and now it's time to get started. If you're looking for a space to navigate life's light and dark moments, I invite you to download my app, Affirm It. It's an app I crafted to help you create your spiritual practice because I know how hard it can be to manage your energy throughout all the different things life throws at us. So we celebrate the light and the dark. We're not asking you to be positive all the time. We're super, super raw, super real, and welcoming to all the feelings. And so inside of the app, I've created a ton of intentional features to help you with your spirituality. We have daily affirmations to help you stay consistent on your journey. We have guides, practices, and journaling to help you with the self-improvement. And we have guided meditations and visualizations to help you deepen your practice and connect to yourself. One of my favorite things that I've created for the app is actually guided affirmations. So it's something you listen to. It helps you effortlessly reprogram your limiting beliefs. So I invite you to download the app today. It's only $4.49 a month, and even less if you do our annual plan. Head to the show notes to download it on your phone today. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Affirmation Addict podcast. My name is Pyle, and today we're going to be talking about letting go. I feel like this is the biggest concept that is 100% misunderstood by most of us when we first understand and first start to hear what letting go is and why it's so important on the journey. So I'm sure we all know that letting go of your desires, letting go of control at one point is ultimately necessary in the manifestation process. But what I think is super fascinating is understanding what letting go actually means and why it helps your manifestation and how to do it. So I want to offer you a perspective to help you understand why letting go might feel hard. I feel like it's universally known that letting go is the hardest part, but the reason I think it's actually so hard for all of us at some point is because when we are letting go of the need to control and letting go of how exactly our manifestation is unfolding, we are essentially saying that no matter what, I will be okay. So essentially, letting go is requiring us to trust ourselves in being able to handle the unknown, being able to navigate forward and move forward and progress no matter what happens. So ultimately, letting go is not necessarily an act of surrender so much as it is an act of actually trusting yourself to be okay. And that reframe really, really helped me start to understand how to help myself let go. Because I would always say, oh, it's easy for me to let go. And I would always say those affirmations, but fundamentally something fell off until I realized the reason I don't want to let go or the reason I don't feel safe letting go is because I didn't trust myself to be okay if something didn't happen according to plan. So it really was a game of me and me, as is so much of manifestation, if not all of it. So the reason letting go helps your manifestation energetically is because when you start to release pressure, when you let go of control, when you let go of your energetic grip on what you're manifesting, you're actually allowing the universe to take control. You're allowing space for the universe to choose, for the universe to dictate, and for the universe to actually give you what you're asking for. When we're holding on so tight to our manifestation, to every step of the process, to every part of how it's going to unfold, the universe has very little wiggle room except to only deliver you what you're asking for. And the problem with that is the universe likes going the path of least resistance. When we are holding on, when we have too much control, when we're holding on really tight, there is resistance because we don't trust ourselves. There might not be resistance in relation to your manifestation. There just might be resistance between you and yourself. So letting go helps to ease resistance. Letting go helps to release some of the space that needs to be released in order for there to be an actually open channel for the universe to deliver. Letting go also allows you to not feel so stressed, to not feel so overworked when it comes to your manifestation. It helps you feel more trust. It helps you feel more confident and okay in regards to your manifestation. So that also is a different vibration than desperation or holding on or control. It's a much more free and lighter energy. So that's why letting go is so helpful. Some tips on how to let go. So one, I kind of shared already, is work on self-trust, because one of the biggest things that I haven't heard many people talk about is when we are scared to let go, when we're scared to surrender, it's because we don't trust ourselves. So how can you create more self-trust? One is, of course, affirmations, creating affirmations for self-trust, finding self-worth, all of that helps. And another thing is actually create evidence. Give yourself examples of times where you were nervous or where things worked out better than you expected, because that is evidence that we don't always know what's best for us. And it's not a bad thing that we don't always know what's good for us. It should actually inspire us. So when we're able to let go, we're able to say, oh, there is actually a better solution that I couldn't even fathom. Because when we try and plan and control everything, our evidence is how it's already unfolded. It's really hard for us to imagine the impossible unless you have a lot of self-control. So instead, when you give yourself permission to let go, look at it as an exciting thing where that the universe is going to deliver it to you in a way that's even better, even faster, even more expansive, and see how that feels. That maybe makes letting go feel a little bit easier than the alternative where it's like, I'm letting go because this is the only way the universe is going to give it. That doesn't feel very good, right? And another tip in terms of letting go and truly allowing yourself to just be content is actually just not focusing on your manifestation. And I've kind of touched on this a few times in the past few weeks, where sometimes when we are too hyper-focused on what we're manifesting, that result, we ultimately create more resistance. So if you shift your attention, shift your focus, shift your spiritual practice to something else, maybe a different manifestation, maybe yourself, or maybe just pausing altogether and just being, once again, that creates more space. And that's another variation of how you can let go, is to not put as much energy towards it, because it's really hard to focus on something without trying to plan and control. So if you're unable to do that, then maybe just shift your attention. Don't put so much attention and energy towards it. It doesn't mean it won't manifest. Your dominant vibration will manifest. The universe has heard that it's a desire. It's not going to not manifest. The biggest thing is it will manifest with more ease, in terms of the process actually coming towards you. In terms of the manifestation actually showing up, there's going to be a lot more ease and a lot less resistance. Another thing I really want to talk about is how letting go feels, because I think it's something that it's hard to put into words. I'm even kind of struggling to fully explain it, because letting go is a feeling. It's a feeling and a state of being where you're like, wow, I am not nervous to let go. I feel confident that my work here is done. My best foot has been set forward. And now it is up to the universe and my vibration to call in whatever I'm asking for. Letting go feels really relaxing, I think is a better way to put it. I was going to say freeing, but I don't think that's the right way. I think relaxing, letting go feels like you're at ease and it feels kind of leisurely. Another thing letting go feels like is it feels like there's a lot of trust, not only in yourself, but in the process, in the universe, in the fact that you're going to be okay, ultimately. Letting go feels like you know you're going to be safe and you're going to do everything you can to be as safe as you can be. Letting go feels fearless. Letting go feels confident. And letting go feels a lot like neutrality rather than being super intimidated or super excited. Letting go feels pretty neutral. It's not like a very emotion-filled state of being. It's a very at ease, relaxed state of being, I think is the best way I can explain it. And so a lot of the times when people are in the process of letting go, they're like, Pyle, I have nothing left to do. I have no action steps. That's okay. When you're letting go, when you're in that state of letting go, you're allowed to just be. You're allowed to just be. Because I think we're so focused in our world to take actions, to have action steps, to do separate things, to do different things, to just get that next result, get that next thing done. When we're letting go, there is nothing to be done. You're just meant to just be. And if being is boring, that's okay. You're allowed to get bored. You're allowed to just sit and be in your own energy and see how that feels. It's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing to be able to enjoy your own energy. Or even if you don't enjoy it, just sit in your own energy, really. It can bring a lot of clarity. And that's what letting go can feel like, is being with yourself without focusing on the next thing, without focusing on your next manifestation, but just being in this moment. So those are my tips for you on how to actually let go. And if you're still feeling like it's not clicking or it's not connecting, feel free to send me a DM. Let's talk and let's go from there. Because I really think letting go is something you practice. It might not be something you master. It might not be perfect the first time. It's something that you're constantly trying to get better at. So give yourself that permission to practice without trying to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. The effort and the intention to let go is much stronger than you think. A lot of people work on letting go when they feel like it's their last option. If you feel like letting go is just part of your journey and part of the process, and you're just trying to do it, that is more than beautiful and more than enough. I feel like that is that sweet spot you want to be in. So I hope this episode was helpful. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. I always get a ton of questions in my DMs from people asking how I can manifest X. The truth is, you can really manifest anything as long as it's for the greatest good. And if you're having trouble manifesting something right now, or you feel stuck on your journey, I have a really beautiful resource I've made for you. It's a free quiz. It's called the Manifestation Archetype Quiz. And it's something that I've created so you can find out your manifestation style to give you more clarity on your spiritual journey. After taking the quiz, you're going to receive the best resources for your specific archetype to help you attract your desires based on where you're at and what you want to create. So you can find a link to the quiz in the show notes, or just head to my website at www.affirmation-addict.com. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If this episode resonated with you, it would mean the world to me if you could rate and review the podcast and share it on your social media, so I know to keep creating episodes that are inspiring you to manifest. I'm so genuinely grateful for the time we shared today, and I'd love for you to join the community by following @AffirmationAddict on Instagram. To continue diving into spirituality and manifestation, head over to my website, affirmation-addict.com. Until next time, I'm sending you so much love and so much healing energy.